All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something really special. We're cracking open the playbook of a master salesman who took a family business that was nearly a century old and absolutely rocketed it into the digital age. We're talking about Juan Carlos Fernandez Aleman and his incredible #GoJuancaGo Method.
And right off the bat, this quote, it's a promise really. He's telling us, hey, listen up, because this isn't just for insurance agents or salespeople. What we're about to get into are universal principles for growth and motivation. These are tools you can use to build something that lasts, no matter what industry you're in.
Okay, so to really get the method, you first have to get the man. And listen, he is not your typical tech startup founder. No, his story starts way, way before the internet, and it's rooted in a really deep family legacy.
Just look at this timeline. It's incredible. We're talking 1945. His grandfather starts one of the first insurance brokerage firms in Venezuela. Then his dad takes it national. So by the time our guy, Juan Carlos, joins the business in '96, he's not just getting a job. He is stepping into a legacy, inheriting decades of experience and trust.
And the world he grew up in. It was all about these old school values. A handshake deal, personal trust. There's even this old Latin term they used, uber me fide, which means utmost good faith. Your word was everything. Business was done face to face. It's this really honorable traditional world, which is the perfect setup for the massive disruption he's about to cause. So, the big question is, how do you shake things up in a world built on that kind of tradition? Well, his big aha moment didn't come from some fancy business school. Nope, it came from the pavement during the grueling 42 kilometers of a marathon.
And this is where his whole method gets its name. #GoJuancaGo. Picture this. He's running the New York City Marathon. He's hitting a wall. But he's got his nickname, Juanca, written on his shirt. And all of a sudden, he hears total strangers, people he's never met, screaming his name, "Go Juanca, go!" And it just clicked. He realized that magic happens when you combine your own inner drive with that kind of energy from the outside. That's an unstoppable force.
And this quote, this really gets to the core of it all. He says, a marathon literally changes your life. It's a perfect metaphor for life itself. It teaches you discipline, right? Humility, resilience. It's this massive, audacious goal that you can only achieve with relentless positivity and hard work. Basically, everything you need to win in business, you can learn on that long road. Okay, so you've got this incredible family legacy on one side, and this powerful marathoner's mindset on the other. And now, Juan Carlos runs smack into the biggest challenge of his entire generation, the rise of the internet.
And it all boils down to this one question, doesn't it? What happens when an industry built on handshakes and face-to-face trust suddenly meets the digital age? I mean, this was the question that could have destroyed his family's legacy. Most people in his world were running scared. But him? He decided to run straight at the problem.
And the difference between the two worlds is it's night and day. His grandfather's business was all about being the trusted guy in town, a local presence. The new way, his way, was about building a global personal brand online, reaching clients anywhere in the world, right through their phones.
You can probably guess what happened next. When he moved to Miami back in 2016, planning to build his business on social media, the old guard thought he was out of his mind. You can just hear them, right? Social media, that's for vacation photos, not for closing deals in a serious industry like insurance. They literally told him he was crazy. Well, was he crazy? Let's look at the numbers. Here is the proof. 1.2 million US dollars. That's how much his company sold in policies in 2018 alone. And get this, almost all of it came from leads he generated on social media. In just 2 years, he completely validated his entire method. Mic drop. But here's the thing, proving all the doubters wrong, that wasn't the end game for him. Once he had the results, he started sharing his playbook. He started teaching his method. Because he believes that real success isn't just about you winning, it's about teaching other people how to win too. And this is his secret sauce. It's a 5-step formula for any pitch or presentation, and he calls it MAPEA. It's brilliant. First, me pasó. It happened to me. You start with a personal story. Then apoyo, support. You show them the pain of not acting versus the pleasure of acting. Then, presentation. You actually present your product. After that, emoción. You get them fired up, energized. And finally, acción. You ask for the sale. It's just a simple, powerful framework anyone can use.
And beyond that specific technique, his whole philosophy is built on these 5 pillars. It's like a checklist for success. Number 1, it all starts with your attitude, which you build first thing in the morning. 2, develop your unique personal brand. 3, master networking, both online and in person. 4, you have to find your why, your real purpose. And 5, and this is a big one, you welcome competition. You don't fear it because it just makes everybody better.
Okay, so all of these steps, all these pillars, they all lead to the final and maybe the most important piece of the puzzle. This whole thing isn't just about making a sale or having a good quarter. It's about building something that's going to outlast you.
And I love this. He uses a quote from Jeff Bezos to define legacy in the digital age. Personal brand is what people say about us when we are not present. It's so true. Your legacy today is your personal brand. It's the reputation you build, the value you provide, and the story people tell about you long after you've left the room.
And this is where the whole story just comes together so perfectly. Remember his family's original mission to transcend generations? For his grandfather, that meant building a company that his son could take over. For Juan Carlos, in our modern world, it means taking all the secrets, all the lessons he's learned, and just giving them away, sharing them openly to build a whole community of successful people who can then go on and teach others.
So there you have it. We've seen how a third-generation master took a legacy from the past and launched it straight into the future. The playbook is on the table. The secrets are out. So the question really isn't how anymore. The question is why. What's your why? And what's the legacy you're going to build?